we told you this would happen, but you didn't believe us. Those were the words I heard last night. And you know how you hear something and you know it's your intuition, and then you think, should I act on that? We've all done that. And then you won't act on it sometimes, and then you go back and go, if I had only listened to myself. That's for all of us. Because, see, we have guidance, we have intuition, we all have it, but we don't always trust it. And it's something that develops over time within our lives, but also it's something that develops within our civilization, our society, because we don't understand all the times that we are creating everything with our energy, with our thoughts, with who we are, and everyone has the ability to do that, except we just develop it over time, and then it depends on how much you're going to believe. But I'm going to ask you, what if there were an order to the universe? Why, and what if everything was operating in a particular way? And what if you came into the world at a particular time to participate in that? And what if there was this right place for you, this divine plan that you have in your life, and that if you were to live it, you would have this really great life, and you would contribute to the world, and the world would be really great and different. And you'll look at that and think that's not possible. And I know I did that too. I didn't believe it. But now I can no longer do that because I know the difference. And then also next week I'm going to be talking to the world about that. Meaning I'm going to be participating in the Gaia channeling conference that's going worldwide, which is going to be quite exciting, and I hope you can attend it. You can watch it for free online, and that link will be here as well because I'm going to give you that. But when I got up last night, and I when I heard that last night, I decided, okay, I'm going to follow through, and I got up and I put down the messages because I knew that there's an alignment. And what happens is, and this is not going to be explained right now, but there's an alignment, there's energies within our universe, within the planets, and all of that. And eventually we figure it out. As humans, certain people come about and figure out things. And there have been our great philosophers and researchers and all of that. Well, I did some of that too. I just didn't know that I was going to be one of those people, and I would never classified myself as that. You could have done the same thing because you don't know who you're going to become. It's open, it's in your consciousness, and there are no limits to what anyone can accomplish. They just aren't. It's just what we have chosen to believe. You know, when I started receiving Wilhelm in 1989, I wasn't going to tell anyone because it didn't make sense to me. How can I explain this? And then it turns into something that I'm telling everyone now. Oh, I developed the philosophy after all these 35 years of compiling all this information, and it turned out to be personal development and self-actualization and ascension, meaning giving people the understanding that they were born with purpose and a reason to be here. And I know that that is true. And so to reach this age, I'll be 74 in a couple of weeks, and I'm thinking, wow, maybe I should do this now. I'm saying that to you because that's for all of us. We have something that develops over time, and if we do it, we live these great lives, we become happy, we heal, and we fall in love with ourselves. That's what you're supposed to do. And the way that the world looks now is because you're here to change it. And I'm going to prove it to you. Having you believe it, though, will be a different thing because it was challenging for me to believe that we have this consciousness that we can control and we can do things and heal because I've done all of that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the messages because it's much more confronting for me when I hear the messages, because when I receive them, you see, I'm in a different dimension. We have different dimensions of consciousness. We must begin to accept that. And especially now, because we will see many in our lives and in our world who are going to be operating at different levels of consciousness than we are. So you have to decide if you're going to own yours. And that's what gives you the life that you're supposed to have. It's really uncomfortable to move through your life when you can't accept who you are. Now, for me, it was really uncomfortable because I was doing something a little different. But because of that, I never want to see people not discover who they are, not own their life purpose, and not contribute to our world. Because, see, if we were all to do that, we wouldn't be seeing anything like we've witnessed over the last several years in our world. And I know that because I was given that information. But I'm going to read all of this to you, and I'm going to leave The links to the channeling session, that's the conference, you can attend that, and some other things too that you will love. One is called a book that from the first day that I received a Wilhelm message in 1989, and there is a synchronicity that happens through all of those messages on February 19th, and you'll understand that. I am saying this now because I didn't own all of this, just as you haven't owned yourself, because it's a process that we all move through. But now I must do that because for years I've been holding back, and then when you don't own yourself, your life goes out of whack. You don't have any abundance because you're not owning the gifts that you were given, that you were meant to bring to the world. That's the only reason that you're in lack. That's the only reason you're insecure or don't feel confident. I know because I've lived through all of it. And so now I get to change that because I got a kickback too. And so I've just recently been kicked out of my I've been changed. I've been putting out so much information over the last several months because I wanted everyone to understand what was happening. But now I have someone who I had to hire other people because I can't keep up with this. And so now they're going to take over my posts and all that, which I'm so grateful for. But doing the thing that you came to do is the most important thing that you can accomplish in your life, and everyone has that, and it became uncomfortable for me when I discovered that, and then I knew I could tell everyone that. Oh, that's too much. That we can do that too. We can become overwhelmed when we discover what we have within us and what we might be able to accomplish. But you can accomplish anything, and I'm going to give you this information, and you'll understand it, and you'll start to change just from this video, and I'm so pleased that you're going to love it. And please share this with others, and please subscribe to the channel if it's your first time being here. But you will love these messages, and they will all make sense to you. October 12th, 2024. We told you this would happen, but you didn't believe us. We are speaking of the restructuring of your life and world. As you examine both today, you might notice they are not as aligned as you would like. We have also said we have given you an ascension guide, and if you were to use it, you would heal and thrive, as would your world. We also said the only difficulty for any of you is self-belief, including our messenger. So we decided to surprise you all, foster your belief, and hopefully cause you to take the next step to a better life and world, and you can only accomplish both through self-love. You will find it difficult to cause more division within yourself and the world. But we also said we have given you everything over linear time and according to the shifting energies of your planets. 2008 was one of those years. We will begin there. October 12th, 2008. Nothing you see is real. Your entire physical world is a product of creative thought, yours and the collective thought of which you are a part. You individually as well as collectively have the ability to change what you see anytime you decide. An artist will first see a picture in his mind's eye and use that vision to create that particular vision on canvas. You perform exactly the same task in creating or forming your world. You have given more credence to the artist's ability than your own. However, you can use your free will to change that scenario any time or place you decide. You simply need to make a decision. This is your aid when time is your aid when you understand, as the artist does, that sequential events occur before that particular work of art is made manifest. That is patience. October 12th, 2020. We told you this would happen. We wanted Roger to use an intriguing title as it would allow more people to read this message. We are also making it a bit lighter for him, as this is a challenging message for him to receive. We hope that his difficulty will inspire more of you to move through yours, for, after all, Roger feels that is his job. We have spoken of the current restructuring of your world, which means restructuring you. We have said that each of you has lived before, but hold no conscious memory of that because you wanted to acquire more wisdom and knowledge in this lifetime, for a deeper part of you knows your actions will aid evolution. Now, we will also say that the human aspect of you has difficulty accepting this, as Roger has for eons, and now we'll explain. We led Roger to Martin Luther yesterday, which surprised him. Then we told him to watch a documentary on Luther, and much of Roger's life came into view. Each of you is connected to what could be called your soul family. You have an agreement to be born to facilitate the further evolvement of your world through your actions. No part of this would have you be right or wrong in the process, but only what you wanted to evolve to in your soul's progression. Some of you will understand that sentence, and for the rest, it will not matter. We had Roger listen to an astrological forecast that referred to 500 years ago, some time ago. We did that so he might relate to his lineage and be more inspired to live his evolution. When Roger studied Luther, he also encountered other pandemics, one of which led to Luther's Reformation and, surprisingly, again as a natural offspring that gave birth to the United States. You will understand why we have used the U.S. so much in this restructuring. More than 500 years ago, the Catholic Church held the greatest influence globally, as did the United States now. We have used those words intentionally. However, what occurred was that individuals, many of whom were influenced by Luther, realized that they held more ability and power to control their lives and destinies. Luther's beliefs were in the sovereign and equal rights of every individual. Anyone who knows Roger will find the correlation. However, another challenge was Roger's inability to accept what he could hold that influence, just as you thought you were insignificant. When Roger made this connection, it was physically uncomfortable. Like clockwork, he spoke to a friend about how Roger thought he might have this type of a journey or importance, and the friend questioned that. But he does, and so do you. Now Roger will not stop until he does his part in living Luther's legacy, and yes, it was not an accidental name, Martin Luther King Jr. As we said, you will be fine. Finally, we will leave a link to a message we gave months ago that foretold this time. We are attempting to foster belief. March 13th, 2020. You have done this before, and you did well. That statement is true for every person, at every time, and in every situation. Your world is collectively moving through a transition to expand and become more. You are doing the same in your life. It does not feel that this is what is occurring as you move through fear, challenges, and difficulties. Now, your selective memory will serve you well. We mean to examine those moments of your past where you thought everything was falling apart, including you. Yet you moved through it all. And in every instance, each of you gained a greater sense of who you are. That is evolution and what you and the world are doing now. When you draw upon your previously experienced difficulties, you will discover how you thrive, despite or because of them, and you will strengthen your resolve now. Roger remembers his personal pandemic of 30 years ago and is offering his experience to each of you, and each of you is to provide it to others. Roger decided to defy the odds, believe something other than what appeared to be happening, and then thrive. You will all do this now or eventually. It is always your choice. Be in your moment of now. October 12th, 2021. There is only one key to success. We are speaking directly to you, for we know that you are reading our words because they will resonate with you. Hopefully, you will unlock your key to success because are needed at this time in your evolution and the restructuring of your world. We are continuing with our talk from last Sunday, in which we informed you all that you are here now to complete a part of your evolutionary journey you have yet to achieve. We use the word success in the title of this communication, for that is a human word we knew would attract more of you to listen. We know that the elements of what you have labeled as being successful, such as money, love, happiness, and peace, have been fleeting for you. We are telling you that this has occurred because all those things are within you, but they will become more evident to you and valuable to the world if you acknowledge them now. We told Roger to plan another talk this week, but we also advised him to change the day and time, as there are a few others in different parts of the world we would like to hear us in person. You have held a stubborn belief that you held no purpose while moving through your life, but that was never true. And what you did was unearth so many restrictions and limitations you've carried for eons. But now, as you become willing to release them, all the elements of what you believe success should be will be finally made manifest for you. Yesterday, we sent you a message that said, "Nothing feels better than this." We were referring to what each of you intended in this lifetime, and that was to own who you are. Decades ago, we gave you the secret to success, and we have done it in many ways. You are doing so again, and more of you will understand as we lead you to the talk this week. Currently, you are experiencing the irony of life. You experience every time you live, which is embracing every aspect of you. The irony is that you move through your life attempting to be something you are not, only to come to the end of your life to discover you were only trying to be yourself. And that is the feeling you never surpass. You will be fine. October 12th, 2022. Self-doubt is your greatest challenge. You all carry that condition to a certain degree. Due to the current restructuring of your world, you discover aspects of yourselves previously unknown to you, and you begin to question whether they are real. You will wonder why you haven't seen them before. If you knew everything you would encounter on your physical life journey before you began, there would be little point to your life. We have offered another alternative, and you will decide if you believe us, but it will become far more critical in the coming days for you to believe in yourself. We have said we gave you everything in 2012 and used specific dates to awaken your belief. You have moved into a new dimension in your world, and not everyone will believe your world is moving in the proper direction, but that is why you are here. You are meant to actualize the gifts you have discovered, and we provided a message on this date to aid you. Yesterday, we had Roger write another article using the word mystic, for he had doubts about it and didn't want to be associated with that terminology. However, now he is accepting himself as you are meant to do. October 12th, 2012. There is always a way for you to solve anything in front of you that you perceive to be a problem or challenge. The process of solving that problem or challenge is what you have set before you to enable you to expand. The moment you accept that there is no solution, that will be the case for you. Your acceptance of that particular stance will also momentarily halt your expansion. This applies not only to your physical life experience, but to your world at large. Allowing yourself to find the solution always involves what you think of as a win-win situation, meaning that all concerned will benefit from the solution itself. You must first know the solution or the way, always exist. October 12th, 2023. You are never helpless. That is true in your life and world. You came to the world with something to offer to further your expansion and aid your world. We encouraged you 3 years ago, but now you will hear us. You might find this lengthy, but you have the time. Wilhelm.